everyone, welcome back. Today we are diving into something exciting, which is modern controls in Power Apps. This is second tutorial in the series. If you have not watched previous tutorial, then please go through that one. In last tutorial, we have discussed how we can use custom themes in modern control. In this tutorial, I am going to walk you through some of the new and improved controls that will make your app not only look better, but also perform better. We will be covering the following controls, which are combo box, toggle, slider, text box, checkboxes, radio button, date picker, and all the remaining controls. So we will not only cover the modern controls, but also we will use them in travel booking form, use case side by side for better comparison with the classic control. So these are the two forms which are created. The first one is with the classic control, and this right side we have created with the modern control. So you can see in the left side, the classic design offer a basic layout with traditional Power App controls, where controls looks bulky and the overall design seems outdated. Whereas if you see the right hand side, it looks fresh with visual more appealing and having intuitive design. Let's build this form using modern control and understand the difference. So this is Canvas app. So here this travel booking form with classic control I have already built. So let me go to the details of each of the control which I have added over here. So this one is the header. So to create an header, I have added the label control, and in the label I just provided the text travel booking form, and this label I have just filled it with the background color. So I have provided this color so that it looks like a label, and this below to that, this entire background I have created with the help of a rectangle. So the rectangle I have provided the same fill color, and all these left hand side you can see these labels: select destination, enable email notifications. So these are the simple labels. So for select destination, this one is the combo box. So for this combo box, if you go to the items property, so I have added these hardcode countries: New York, London, Paris, and Tokyo. Below to that, there is a toggle button, which is for enable email notification. So the value is off and on. Then prior to that, I have added a classic slider. So here value fill is the same theme color, which it has by default adopted. And below to that, for special request, this is text input. And for diet preferences, for veg and non-veg, I have added the simple checkboxes. For travel class, these are the classic radio buttons. So where the item properties having the two hardcode values, economy and business. For travel date, I have added date picker. This is the classic date picker. Okay. And for submit button, this is a classic button. And for this icon, I have added icon and place it over the button. To create this tab experience, I have added these three buttons. One for flight details, another for hotel details, and one for the payment option. And below that, I have added one rectangle so that it gives a look and feel of a tab. And this is the icon, and this one is a simple label. Now let's build a form with modern controls. Along with that, I will give you the clear explanation about the difference between the corresponding classic control and the modern control. So let's first create the header. Go to insert, search for header. So this is a modern control built for making header. So I'll drag it to fit this in the form slightly up. So this header control contains the three components. One is the image that you can use to add a logo, and this label which describes the text. So this is the same, which is the screen name, and in right hand side this profile picture. So I have not added any profile picture right now, so that's why it's showing as blank. So let's go to the properties. So for title, it's already picked up, and for logo, I can either upload the logo from my computer or I can use the stock image. So let me choose this image, click insert. So this one is displayed. So now let's see some of the properties of this control. So first one is the show title, on and off. So we can switch off the title. by toggling on and off. This is a logo we have already added. Then we have tooltip. So we can add it here, travel booking form. Or if you have added the company logo, so then we can provide the company name as a tooltip in case image doesn't get load. So on tooltip, it will display the company name. So profile picture, you can turn it off, or let's me keep it on. And visible is to make this visible or visible false. And visible properties to turn it off, the visibility of this control. And the style, you can choose one of the three values. So right now it's primary. If you choose natural, so you can see the background color has gone. And you can also choose the light color of this theme. So right now I'll keep primary one. So prior to that, so you can also choose this font. So by default, it will pick the font, whatever the font of the theme is. So it will pick by default. So I can choose this dancing script. So this looks better. And I can also increase the font size. So this looks better now. So to create this background color, so I'll use the badge control. Drag it here, increase the size, remove this content. So for shape, I'll choose the rounded, stretch it to down. So this badge is a newly added modern control where you can highlight text in a nicely manner. But you can also use this badge as a background. So here I'll choose the appearance as tint. You can also choose any other three options. So if you'll try for the filled, so it will fill the primary color of our theme. For ghost, it will be invisible. And you can also choose the outline. So in that case, you will see only the outline on this control. And the last one is the tint. So tint looks better. So I will keep tint as of now. Apart from that, we have seen it has shape either rounded, circular or square. So I'll keep rounded as of now. And then we have a color. So we can use the another color as well for danger, important, informative, severe. So we have various color options. Success for green and warning for yellow. So I'll keep this brand as of now. So now let's add all these labels one by one. The first one is a select destination. Click with insert. I need 6 labels. So I'll copy them. The second one is enable email notification. So I have added all the labels one by one. So let's add these controls. So this one is the combo box. So we will add modern combo box. So we'll choose this one, which is in preview mode. And drag it to the right. So we will keep the same items over here. So its property, if you see allow multi-select, we can keep it on. And allow searching, we will set it on. Okay, data source we have already set up. And for style appearance, we have different options. This one is the fill darker, where you can see some color has been filled. If you choose fill lighter, so no color is there now. And there one is outline. So we can see there will be an outline when user click on this control. Okay. So if you compare with the classic control, so you can see the look and feel of this modern control is much better than this classic control. So let me play that. And another difference is you can see for search, you can see this dotted item. And here you can see a nice option to search. Okay, and let me type it here. If you type it London, so it will search London in this way. And here it will also search. And for multi-select, you will have this option. So you can see the selected items display on top of it. And here you have nicely checked box where you can choose which item you want to select. Let's add another control. This one is toggle. So go to insert. I'll choose this toggle button. Drag it here. Now let's see the properties first for the classic one. So here you can see there is a false fill color property and true fill. And if you go to the advanced section, and false text is off and true text is on. So if you run it, so if you can toggle it on, you can see the text changes to on. If you turn it off, the text changes to off. So let's see the properties of this modern control. So here you will find the limited properties because there is no false fill color, there is no true fill color. Okay, and if you run it, so if you turn it on, so this text doesn't change, this remains as label. And if you go to its properties in the advanced section, you don't find that property, which is false text and true text. So in case you want to change the label while you turn the toggle on, just like this classic control, then those properties not available. So we have to implement it by ourselves. So to implement that, go to its label property, and here we'll add one condition. If self dot checked, then display on, else off. Now if you play it, now we can set this on and off. That's all. There is nothing much change in that. Then let's add one slider control. So if you compare the slider control with the classic control, so classic control have more option as compared to the modern slider control. The first one is there is no value property in the modern control, means if you slide, then you can't display the sliding value on top of the slider. For example, if you slide it, you will see there is a sliding property over here like 60, 46. You can see the sliding value, but that property is not available over here. The second issue with this modern control is the rail size. So here you can change the rail size. For example, you go to its display and go to the rail. So here right now it's 3. For example, if you change it to 6, you can see the rail size has been changed. If you go to the modern control, you don't find such property. And the third difference is for classic control, you have a value fill property where you can provide the fill value. For example, I'll change it to colors dot dark 14. You can see the fill value has been changed, but for modern slider, this property is not available. So there is a reset property. So that property is also not available in this modern control. So they have very limited set of properties which they have carried forward in this modern slider control. So let me add the value of this slider in a label. For that, I'll insert one label. This is slider 4. So in the text property, I'll write slider 4 dot value. So now it will display the slider value. So here in modern control, we will add the badge control. So it's content property. So this slider is slider 7. So in the content property, so this badge control is newly introduced. It was not available in the previous classic control. So you can highlight any text using this control. So apart from that, there are other properties. So you can align the text. You can see you can set the alignment over here, and there is also vertical alignment of the text. And in the style and theme, you can change the appearance. Either you can use filled, ghost, or you can use the outline, or you can use the tint. I'll keep this filled, which looks better, and alignment I'll keep it center aligned. Apart from that, you have shape option. Either it can be circular, or it can be square, or it can be rounded. So I'll keep it circular as of now. This looks much better. Okay, and after that you have a color. So likewise we did earlier, we can change the color to either danger, or you can change to, and you can also override the value of the font and font size, which is coming through the default theme. For special request, we have a text input. So let me add that. Mode I'll change to multi-line. So this text input in modern control is almost similar to classic control, though we have got some fancy stuff. Like in the style and appearance, you can see it's filled darker. You can have another option which is filled lighter, and either there is another option, you have the outline. So in outline, you will see this line will appear when user enters the. So when you click here, you can see there is underline for the theme color will appear. So I'll choose this option. Apart from that, you can also provide the border radius. For example, if I'll set border radius to 10, so you will see the border radius will appear on the all of the corner of this control. Okay, so now let's add the checkbox. Click on insert. I'll add modern checkbox. This one I'll change to wedge. I'll make it turn on. So if we compare with the classic checkbox, so in classic checkbox you have checkbox fill property, checkbox color property, and checkbox size property. Okay, but if you see the modern checkbox, so you don't find these properties. So these has been eliminated. So you have only a property which is label and the color palette. Apart from that, there are some more properties which is disabled fill, press fill, and hover fill. Those are also removed in the modern checkbox. So though this is in a preview mode, maybe Microsoft will add these properties later for this control. So now let's add this radio button for this travel class. I'll click on insert, radio. So instead of item 1, I'll change this to economy. Second one, business. The third item 3 option I'll remove. So again, if you go to the properties for this classic control, you can see these disabled, over color, pressed color. These properties has been removed in the modern radio button. But you will get one additional property which is layout. So here you can set the layout of this item between this radio button. So for example, you can set the horizontal. So this will display all the option as horizontal, or you can use the horizontal stacked. So where the radio button icon will be up and all the text related to that will go below to that. So for this form, I'll choose the horizontal. So next we have the travel date. So let me add date calendar. This one is a date picker. We'll drag it here. So overall, if you see the date calendar has been improved, and if you see this date calendar, so this looks much better than this one. So here you have separate option for the year, and all the months under that year is displayed. So you can quickly navigate to any of the year and quickly set the month and change the date. Okay. So here, in case you need to change the month, you have to select it from the drop down, and this is the year drop down. So this looks clumsy. So this one is a better alternative. So they have provided one placeholder text. For example, here there is a selected date, so you can change that. For example, you can write choose travel date. Okay, so this option was not available in the classic control. So apart from that, you have a format. So either you can choose long format or short date format. So for example, if you choose the date, so this is a short date format. And if you choose long date format, so you will get the day as well as the date. And if you choose the year month, so you will get only year and month. So this property was not available in the classic calendar control. So one more thing, so the tooltip property has been removed. So if you select this classic control, you can see there is a tooltip. So this tooltip option is not available here because here Microsoft has already provided you the placeholder text. So I don't think a tooltip is required. So likewise, other controls. So here there were some properties like disabled color and the fill color. So those options is not available in the classic control. So all the styling and theme is provided over here. So regarding appearance, you can choose the fill darker, or you can choose the fill lighter, or you can choose the outline. So I will choose the outline option because for these also I have chosen the outline option so that we have a consistent look and feel. Now is the time to add this modern button. So submit booking. So for classic button, so this aeroplane icon I have added from icon and just place it over this button. But here you have one option to add an icon directly into the button. So you can choose this icon directly from here. And after choosing the icon, you can choose the layout, whether this icon should display a before text or it should display after text. Or you can also have option to display only the text without any icon, or you can have option to choose only display the icon. So as of now, I'll choose icon before text. Another property are the alignment. So align it left and right, and then vertical alignment. So icon rotation, you can rotate this icon to some angle. For example, if I set 45, you can see the icon has been rotated to 45 degree. Let's keep it 0. And then you have a type. So whether this is primary or secondary. So here you see the styling for this button has been changed to secondary, or either you can choose outline, subtle, or transparent. So as of now, I'll choose the primary option. Okay, and then for icon style, you can also choose this option. One is the outline, where you have the outline of this icon, and the another one is filled, where the color will be filled. So I'll choose the filled one. You can see the color had been filled on this icon. Then you have color palette. So by default, it's linked to the current theme. So I'll keep this option as it is. You can also change the font in case you want, or you can override the font color, font weight, and other properties. So apart from that, there are some 4 properties they have introduced for the modern button. So here you can specify the border radius based on position, like left, right, bottom, and top. So here if you see, you can also provide the border radius, but you don't have option to specify each corner. So here, for example, you have border radius. So that border radius will appear on all the corners. For example, if I'll change it to 20, so that will appear to the entire of the button shape. But in modern control, you have option to keep border radius in either of the corner. For example, if I'll change 20 and the left side, so you can see this border radius is applicable only for this left corner. So in this way, you can make button design fancy and stylish. So as of now, let me remove that. I don't want. So I'll just keep 10 border radius on each side. So to segregate this section, so let me add one container control and drag it to below this button. So basically this container control is used for the grouping. So here you have various properties like position, padding, and one is drop shadow. So I'm going to use that. So first of all, let me change the color to white. So here you can provide the shadow. So if you choose semi-light, so you can see some light shadow has appeared on this container. So for shadow, you have a different option. If you choose semi-bold, you can see the more shadow at bottom side. So to have greater impact, so I'll choose the bold option. So you can see the shadow has appeared over here. Okay. So you can choose the different drop shadow option. So which one suits to a requirement. So now let's create this tab over here. So for this, we don't need to use this button and recreate the tab skeleton. So we already have one modern control for tab. So I'll leverage that. Use the tab list. I'll drag this to this container control. So for item property, I'll change the item 1 to flight details, item 2 for hotel details, item 3 for payment option. So for this tab list property, I have created one separate video. So how you can use this tab list as a menu control in header navigation or in the left navigation. So you can check out that video if you want to learn more about this tab list control. Okay. So here we'll see some properties like for size, we can choose either medium or small. Okay. So here I'll choose the medium option and rest the color palettes, and the rest option are under style and theme. So I'll keep the style and theme as default. Okay. So these two are, one is the icon and another one is the text box. So for here, add one label. I'll insert one icon for this shopping and change this to shopping icon. I'll choose to fill it style as filled. So now let me add the drop down to change the theme. I'll copy it from the previous demo. ID detail theme 1. So go to the app start property. So in the app there is a theme option. So I'll add theme 1 dot selected. Okay. So let's run the app. Here we can choose London, Tokyo. Here we can add the special request. So we can set the travel date. We can choose veg or non-veg, and we can change the theme. So you can see this form looks more stunning and more appealing as compared to our classic control. Let me change another theme. You can see some of the colors are aligned with the theme because these classic control also added something, but for example this one, but they are not fully supported with the theme which they have created right now. So that's all for this video. Thank you.